Oh shit! I'm sorry. You caught me having a wank over "Please Please Me" by the Beatles. So yeah, yep. Um, I'm sorting through my millions of CDs. I just found a bunch, just a random bunch, and it was quite. I was Stunty has just put out a really good video, and there's this super creepy band from Central Africa doing some very, very nasty bad vibes music. And as soon as I heard it, I thought it reminds me of Pariah. Don't hide it, provide it. Asbestos, Finn, English faggot, nothing man. House on fire, as in HAU double S's dollar signs on FA. What's it called? That thing. Hash. Side 2. Fratricide Pastoral. The Dipsomaniac Kiss. Barbed Wire Tumbleweed. Chingata! And Prayer for My Death. Yeah, the wonderful Jim Thirlwell. Fetus Interruptus. Cohort of Nick Cave and SPK and many, many others. Lydia Lunch, it goes on and on and on and on. This is a fantastic album. Killer albums. You know, if I was a millionaire, I'd own everything Jim Thirlwell has ever done because he's a step above Nick Cave. You know, I mean, Nick Cave's damn great, but dear old Jimmy Thirlwell, he's getting into that genius level. You know, he really is something. So that's one for Stunty. These are just random. The wonderful David Whiffen, Coast to Coast Fever. I won't say too much about them. I can recommend all these. This is one from back in the 90s that I really, really liked. And I haven't heard much of them since, but Your Church is Red. Yeah, man, that is a great track. Your Church is Red. The Black Heart Procession. Really, really good album. Very, very good. Sort of, I don't know how to describe it. It's damn good. This album, this is probably the most recent album I bought, except for Razor or RZA. I don't know how to pronounce it. The World According to Razor. Is it? I've got it here somewhere. I really, really like it. I was walking past a little record shop in Lane Cove, and I heard this music coming out of this little shop, record shop, and I went in and I said, "What's that?" And there it is. Hooverphonic, The Magnificent Tree. This is a wonderful album. My God, it's so good. Auto Harp, Mad About You. Yeah, that's so good. Waves, Jackie Kane, The Magnificent Tree, Vinegar and Salt. Oh man, that's like Procol Harum on. Oh, it's this Frosted Flake Wood. Every time we live together, we die a bit more. Out of sight, pink fluffy dinosaurs and the Erde Animal. Can't believe, out of Belgium, can't believe this is 20 years old. I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe it. But it is. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that album. Great little band out of New York. Fantastic little band. Haven't got all their see where a lot of this is 90s, so it's CDs. Haven't got them all, but I got two of them, and this one is the one, Prong. Rude Awakening. Controller, Caprice, Rude Awakening, unfortunately, Face Value, Avenue to the Finest, Slicing Without Hope, Man's Run, Innocent Gone. Innocence Gone. That is the killer track. Dark Signs, Close the Door, Proud Division. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. Rude Awakening, Prong. I think this came before it. I think this preceded that. Prong, Cleansing. Same thing, but I think Rude Awakening was an improvement. They're one of those bands, like bands like back in the 80s, like the Swans, and there was some really, I don't know, they might still be going. Now here's one that I love. This is such a great, I had this on vinyl. Night Clubbing, Grace Jones. Oh, jeez. This was so hip. I think this was 75. No, 81. Oh, well. Frazzled brain. Walking in the Rain. Well, I think that's a Vanda Young song. My God. Pull Up to the Bumper. Use Me, Night Clubbing, Art Groupie. I've seen that face before. Feel Up, Demolition Man, and I've done it again. Wow. That was a hip album at the time. So hip. The wonderful, wonderful Snakefinger. Short Lithman. Cohort of the Residents. What can you say? The Spot. I got a lot of these on singles. The Spot, Smelly Tongues, The Model, his version of the Kraftwerk tune, and it actually became a hit. Kill the Great Raven. I got that on the single. Jesus Was a Leprechaun. God, that's a great track. Here Come the Bums. Magic and Ecstasy. Who is the culprit and who is the victim? That's a good one. What Wilbur? Picnic in the Jungle. I Love Mary. The Vultures of Bombay. The Golden Goat. Don't Lie. Man in the Dark Sedan. I got that single. The wonderful Phil Lithman, Snakefinger, unfortunately came out here to Australia for a tour sometime in the late 80s, I think, and he was a speed freak, and unfortunately had a heart attack. I don't know if he actually played the gigs or not, but he actually died at the age of 38. He went back to he was English, but he went back to the US where he lived, and he died. Sad, sad, sad. Oh man, how cool is this? The coolest band of the 1950s. Gene Vincent and the Blue Caps. What a list. It's got just about everything he ever did. Look at that track listing. And you know what? People go, CDs sound like shit. This sounds great. This sounds really, really, really good. It's a 2 CD disc, an absolute shitload of tracks. But as Sonic Flair says, and as I say, it doesn't matter what the format is, it's how it was recorded in the first place. This is like the Buddy Holly stuff, the Eddie Cochran, the stuff I love from the 50s. And because I'm a kid from the 50s, and it was like the jazz from that time. Me and my dad used to love watching those bebop and on the TV and black and white in the 1950s. But this just sounds so good. Better hurry it up. Rockers Hi-Fi. I love this. This is probably early 90s. I think they had a bit of a hit, sort of, with one of these tracks. Was it Easy Skanking or I don't know. It's an excellent. If you ever see this CD, going for peanuts somewhere, jump on it. Rockers Hi-Fi. It still sounds awesome. Okay, hurry up. The wonderful Masters of Reality Sunrise on the Supper Bus. She got me when she got her dress on. JB Witch Dance. Jodie sings. Rolling Green Ants in the Kitchen. VHV Bicycle. 100 Years of Tears on the Wind. TUSA. Tilt-a-Whirl. Rabbit One. Madonna. Gimme Water and the Moon in Your Pocket. Produced by Chris Goss, Ginger Baker and Googe. This is a great bloody, and it sounds great. It's a very, very good sounding CD. Ginger Baker's really on fire on this. It sounds sort of like, Chris Goss actually sounds like Jack Bruce. It sounds almost like Cream, minus the histrionics. It's sort of like a stripped down version of Cream. And a follow up, I've got a couple of others here, bootlegs, but this is a great album too. It's Welcome to the Western Lodge by Masters of Reality. I'd say it's superior to Sunrise on the Supper Bus. It's like a sort of a semi-concept album. No Ginger Baker, but that's not a problem because with Ginger Baker, whenever he's on an album, you tend to miss a lot of what else is going on because he sort of steals the show for obvious reasons. And to finish up, the daggiest, Mr. Dag, Glenn A. Baker. Hard to Get Hits, Volume 1. Now, this guy is a complete dag, right? But he saved most of the Australian recordings from the 60s that would have been lost. He's a dag, and he's a what do you call it, a groupie, a male groupie, whatever you want to call him. This guy deserves a lot of points. Yeah, I met him a couple of times, and actually I almost saw him die. I'd come out of his records shop called Time Warp in Sydney, and I crossed the road to catch my bus back to East Balmain, and he came running out of his shop, and he was sort of talking back to the people that worked in there, and they were really good people behind the counter. And his bus came along, and I missed him by that. He didn't even know it happened. He was like, not. I just went, oh, fuck. Yeah, so this has got all these wonderful one-hit wonders from the 60s on it. The Uglies. It says I can't read it. Desdemona, John's Children, 1415. Take care.